Good morning. Say good morning, Adrian.
Morning.
It is 7:20. We're at the box. I just arrived. I got last night's dinner, and I'm literally eating this cold. I won't eat it all, probably half the thing. This might be an extra little snack. Banana with peanut butter. I'm not sure. So right now we'll just say I'm probably going to have half of this, at least for the next 3 hours. And then, of course, 1 or 2 cups of coffee. Got to start the morning out with the bear later. Okay, 10:44. I'm back. As you can see, I barely touched this morning. It was about 3 hours ago. So I'm just going to finish this off now. And I did have a banana with peanut butter earlier. All right, see you guys in about 3.5 hours for lunch. Peace. All right, guys. 2:17. I just kind of got home from teaching. I know it doesn't look like the most appetizing thing on camera, but this is leftovers. We got 3 left. I'm going to eat half an avocado and 3 of these right now because I got the AC guy coming over, but I'm thinking I might cut one of these up and eat it before we go. So I'll get back to you and let you know for sure. Peace. Alright guys, so this is everything you need to do. Sweet potato chips. I do chips because honestly it's just faster to just dice it down the middle. So what we've done is we peeled them. And then what I did, this is about maybe 8 inches long or so. This is the whole thing. It fits on the cutting board by itself, but once you start cutting, I had to divide it into sides. So you can see each of these is around maybe a 1/4 inch thick, some give or take. So what we're going to do is we're going to take all of these and throw them in a pot. We have organic coconut oil. I like coconut oil for this because olive oil has such a unique flavor. Coconut oil kind of gives that little bit sweet flavor, but you don't really notice it. Cool. I don't know exactly how much. I know that this is only to make sure that they really don't stick so that the inside will cook as much as the outside, because we have to preheat the oven to 450 so the outside will burn a little bit quicker. So you see maybe just a bit there. I'd say maybe 2 tablespoons max, right? 2 tablespoons max. You can see it coats it really quick, and once you get this on there, there's actually like a little bit of an orange kind of hue that comes out, so they almost end up, feeding off the oil. So all we want to do is just get them coated. All right. Once we got that, all we're going to do is rinse my hand. We're going to put a little bit of salt on those guys. Okay. I've tried this a bunch of different ways, from topping it with honey to cinnamon, all those things. My favorite is just salt. The salt brings out the sweet in it, all right? And once again, I guess to kind of clear up, this is a yam, not a sweet potato. But you'll see sweet potato fries, usually yam. Sweet potatoes aren't actually orange, all right? So we're just gonna mix that up. All right, make sure it's evenly coated. Looks like everything's good to go. Once we have that, we'll bring it over here. Like I said, oven set to 450, all right? 450 degrees preheated. And we're just going to take these out. We're just going to place them on our pans. See, I've already preset it. We use the dull side of the foil so that it doesn't heat up too much for these things, because we want them to cook. For me, I like them a little crispier, so a few of them might be a little brown or even black. But I just kind of want the outside to be a bit crispy and then the inside to still be pretty soft. However, don't want to cook them so short that the inside is still got this like starchy texture. All right, so it's been about 10 minutes. In 3, 2, 1, 10 minutes. Cool. So I just want to kind of show you what they look like. And spin them. Alright, so we're just going to turn over. You see how that side is already starting to get color. You can probably take like a spatula and run through. I always just do them individually with the chopsticks here. So just kind of wanted to give you an idea of what they look like about halfway done. This is why we're spinning. I was doing them in for 20 minutes without spinning them before, and I was kind of just unhappy with how uneven the texture was. So I'll bring you back in about another 10 minutes when we finish up, all right? Okay, so 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. I could smell them from the other room, so I knew they were ready. If you want to check them out real close, Yosh. So you can see a few of them, the smaller ones, obviously, a little dark. The inside's still going to be really tasty. They don't burn on the inside like that. So the small ones a little bit. I'm not too biased to that. You can see, but they come out pretty crispy. All you would have to do to change that up would obviously just, you can cook it at 425 or 400 for the same amount of time, or maybe even just bring the heat down a bit. I like them, like I said, a little bit crispy. And that's about it, really. I mean, we're just going to take them, we're going to put them on the plate, then we're just going to snack on them. To kind of give you a little bit of insight, like why I chose these. These are usually kind of like a snack thing for me, but today's Metcon, we haven't really had anything too gruesome this week because it's been all 1 rep maxes. So today, 5 rounds, 20 burpees, 20 kettlebell swings, 20 GHD sit-ups, definitely 15 minutes minimum, and it's just going to be really draining, so I think this is really going to help kind of get me through that and keep me wired for the end of the day. Cool? So we'll bring you back at dinner and see what we got. All right? Later. We have 2 pieces of bacon diced up. I want to keep these nice and small because I want them to be kind of crunchy at the end. All right? We have 13 stems of chard. So last night I used all these. Today I will not. Just to kind of show you, that's the pile of chard we're going to use. And I have half of a brown onion. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this brown onion and toss it in. I don't have my camera woman here tonight. She's at work. Alright, so we're tossing that in. Again. And last little bit. So what I'm going to do is I toss all those in. They're just kind of thin cut. I got my stove on medium. Maybe a little close to medium high, but not much. Once again, I kind of just look at it. Got that in there. Taryn, this is for you. I wanted to show you how to saute. So I'm going to sprinkle just a little bit of soy sauce in there. Okay, and then I'm going to continue to saute it. I want to spread all that around, and then I want to let it cook down just a little bit. Now remember, it's just a sprinkle of soy sauce, like not a lot. It also aggravates the oil, so if you're wearing like no shirt, be aware that that's going to come right back at you. All right, in a second we're going to throw in the chard, and I'll show you what it looks like. It needs to wilt down. This is a large pile, by the way. Look at the size of this pile compared to my hand. All right, so a lot of greens there. Okay, we'll be back in a second. Okay, real quick, I just kind of wanted you to see about kind of the texture and color and look of the onions. You can see they're a little bit brown on the edges. They're not cooked down so far that they're limp at all, but the bacon has become really crispy. We're going to kind of give this an Asian taste. I don't have much sesame seed oil left. You can see that. So instead of draining this and using sesame oil, I'm actually going to leave the bacon fat in there. And I am just going to toss this in. Okay? Once I toss it in, I'll bring you back and let you see how it is once it's wilted. Okay, guys, these are 5 eggs right here. I've whisked them with a chopstick. And I've also added a little bit of soy sauce, another splash, maybe a teaspoon or 2 in there. And I've also added the rest of my soy sauce. Okay? I'm sorry, sesame seed oil. I lightly peppered this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make sure everything is good to go. You see how much that wilted down. It really looks like nothing. Now the original recipe, I'm not sure about how much the veggies, but it calls for 12 eggs. Now this is just 5, so it might be a little bunchy. It's not going to be very omelette-y, but that's okay. I've also brought my heat down to a low heat, okay? Right? The recipe calls once you get everything going here, we bring it down to low. We're going to take this. The pan's still hot, so initially it's going to get crazy, but it's all good. We're literally going to pour this in on top. Okay, everything's in. And the next thing we're going to do, we'll take our chopstick, and I'm just going to stir this up to make sure that there's no bunches, sorry about the camera work, no bunches of onions or no bunches of chard. Like I said, this calls for 12 eggs. You can kind of see where 12 would really work. Alright, now since I've turned the stove down, I'm going to be able to pull some of this off the edges. I don't know if you can see that. When it sticks, it's no big deal. We just want to make it nice and round. Don't want to give it anything crazy. Okay, Set that there. I will pepper this, but I need my hand. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add what I wanted, which was toasted sesame seeds. I'm going to top it with this. Okay, you can be generous depending. I like the flavor, so I'm going to be generous here. I am going to crack some pepper on top, and then I'm going to cover this, if you can see that, for probably 10 to 15 minutes. It's 10 o'clock now. Okay, so I'll bring you back in a second and show you the finished product. Okay guys, about done. It is 10:11. I just checked on here, and it looks pretty good. What we want to look for when we take this off, you can see cooking it on low, it doesn't sear it to the pan. This is the most important part. Can you hear that? Hopefully you can. It doesn't stick, which means when it comes out, I don't have to try to keep it in a circle like that. Okay? Cracked pepper on top. What we're just looking for to make sure the consistency is pretty solid and that there's no gooeys, right? I mean, if you want it gooey, that's fine. I want to think about it more like I'm kind of baking around all these veggies in a way. I'm going to take it. Stove is off. To my plate here. And I'm just going to kind of shuffle this thing out once it hits the plate. Boom. Going to lay it down nice and neat like a pizza right there. Cool. Cool. Last thing about this, right? So it's salted up with the soy sauce. We crack some pepper. The last little bit, what I'll do is I'll eat this with chopsticks, and we'll kind of tear it apart. We have this. Many of you may not know what this is. This is Japanese mayonnaise, alright? So you shake it, get it to the end. I have been told by Yoshi, sorry about the camera work again, by the way, I'm not very steady, that this is just eggs and some vegetable oil. I don't know how much to buy in that because all the ingredients are in Japanese on the thing. However, it's very tasty. I've never kind of experienced any negative results, so what we'll do is we actually kind of graze it like this, and we'll kind of go across the whole thing depending on what we're doing, and that's kind of the okonomi style. It smells very sesame seedy, so the oil worked, the sesame seeds worked, and what we'll do is, like I said, I got my chopsticks here, hashi in Japanese, and we will basically kind of pull at different pieces, and we'll just eat it that way. That's how it goes. Delicious. I hope it works for you. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll see you later. Peace.